China, it is good to be back, and what better way to start Series 3 than a Cantonese food tour here in Guangzhou. Now, I'm sure you've seen enough of me and Shannon eating from street food carts, or going into restaurants and trying to work it out for ourselves. So, we are teaming up with our friend Chris at Lost Plate Food Tours. He's going to take us all over Guangzhou. He's an expert on the Cantonese food scene here. So, let's get into it. Let's head in to the city centre and meet up with Chris. So we have just met up with the group we're going to go with tonight. Chris?
Oh yeah, hi.
You're going to show us around tonight?
Yeah.
And we have been welcomed with a beer. Although I have not ate a single thing all day, so this is going to go straight to my head. Now, Chris sent us a list of things that we're going to eat tonight, but we thought it was best to just not read it and go with the element of surprise. That always works best for us with food, so let's go and see what we are going to eat tonight in Guangzhou. I am so excited.
First up on the food tour we have the chicken and coconut soup. Now this is very special because the soup is actually boiled inside the coconut for over 4 hours. You can see here there's big chunks of coconut that have been broken up, and the chicken broth here. Let's give it a try. Wow, it's such a unique flavour. It's very hearty, like a chicken soup you would have on a winter day, but then it has the sweetness of the coconut. It's very unique flavour.
Never been served anything like this in the coconut. Here we go. Well, it tastes so tropical, you know, it tastes like something, almost like a pina colada or something with that coconut taste. That is delicious. It's not how I thought it was going to look when I took the lid off it. I thought it was going to be like white and creamy soup, but it's not. It's like transparent. Like there you can see, it's completely clear. And there is so many chunks of coconut and bits of chicken that have just been boiled down inside that. Now, as Shannon said, it's boiled inside the coconut, so take a hole in the middle, chop up all the insides, back in, and they put a little sheet of thin paper and that seals it all back over. And it's cooked for how long?
4 hours.
4 hours, wow. It's absolutely incredible. You can eat these coconut, I can eat the brown skin.
No, don't do that.
Don't
Don't
eat
do
the
that.
skin.
Don't
eat
do
this?
that, the white bit. Is it quite hard?
No, it's already stop.
Oh, it's nice. It's hard to get through, but it's like the inside of a bounty.
A bounty.
With aroma. They still got the
Very
coconut
hot.
aroma.
Wow.
You know why?
Don't eat the brown bit.
I ate the brown bit. I'll be okay.
So this is where the coconuts simmer on a low heat for over 4 hours. You can see they're all in ceramic dishes with the paper on top to completely seal it so no air can get in. Can't believe these all simmer here for 4 hours. And Chris was just telling us that yes, this used to be a very, very popular dish for the Cantonese people back many, many years ago when people had a bit more free time. Families would sit down and have this. But now we have these sort of stands dotted around the city so people can still come and have the nice, tasty local cuisine.
The chicken that's inside the soup is actually black. Have a look at this. I have never seen or tried black chicken, and Chris has just showed us what the chicken actually looks like. Have a look at that.
Looks really cute.
Yeah, it looks nice and fluffy, but I'll give us a try. To be honest, this doesn't look overly appealing, but we'll go for it anyway. Oh, it just tastes like chicken. Same taste, same texture. I was expecting that to be, I don't know.
Gooey?
Yeah, gooey and not very nice, but yeah, it's just chicken. And also, as you'll see inside the soup, how I mentioned earlier that it was clear, it's because it's cooked on such a low heat for 4 hours. Now what that does is it just renders down that coconut oil on the outside white exterior and brings out that coconut flavour. But if it was cooked any higher, it would actually start to break down that white exterior and turn the soup much, much creamier.
So this is an old traditional bamboo tray, mostly which you'll see around the city being used to dry out meat, fish, and Chris was just telling us that this is actually used to make noodles here. So what they will do is put the mixture here on the noodles and it'll be steamed in this machine for a couple of minutes, Once it comes out, the lady will scoop it all up and it'll be like a thick noodle texture. You can add meat, vegetables and things to it, so we're really excited to try this one. This will be our first.
Just take it like this? It almost looks like omelette.
Like yeah.
Omelette, yeah.
There are some chopsticks there.
Next stop we have rolled rice noodles, and the one I'm going to try has pork and beef. Let's go and give this a try. I'm going to try it all together. It almost does look like an omelette. Oh. It's very nutty. It's got a nutty taste to it. That's delicious. Again, not what I was expecting. I was expecting like a creamy, eggy taste to it. Let's try and get just a little bit of the noodles. Doesn't look like your traditional noodles, which are long and thin, almost like these chopsticks I'm using. This is just rolled. Yeah, there's such a nutty flavour, Shannon. Give it a try.
It does have the same colour as an omelette, doesn't it?
It's got the exact same texture as an omelette, the exact same.
Let's try and break them up
But
here.
the flavour is so different.
Look at that, it's quite stringy. I'll go for a bit with the meat.
You guys need another plate? I'll order another one for you
That
guys.
is a hard one to describe.
Are you getting the nuttiness or you get what I mean?
You're getting the nutty of the lady put soy sauce on it.
It's livery.
It's not very strong and salty, it's just very mild. Considering the only ingredients in this are the noodle, egg, pork and beef, and soy sauce, it is absolutely incredible.
Something like that.
Yeah, in China they're not over the top with herbs and spices and all that. The food doesn't change colour when they're cooking it. So there's very, very basic ingredients in here, but it's such a strong taste. The soy sauce tastes completely different. Is this like a special soy sauce for this restaurant? Oh, it is? Wow, secret ingredient. So when I was saying that it has a nutty taste, that's actually because it's cooked in peanut oil.
Well done, Alan.
Spot on.
Well done.
But have a look at this little restaurant we're sitting in. Look at this. This could not be any more local, and these are our favourite restaurants to eat in. You know, when it's full of local people, you've picked a fantastic spot. Now, I will not lie, when that came out, I was not impressed. I thought, ugh, it just looks like an omelette, but don't judge a book by its cover. That was honestly one of the best things I've eaten in China, and it was because of that peanut oil it's cooked in. Such a nutty flavour, it's completely unexpected, and the soy sauce wasn't the way we've tried it before, where it's really salty and strong. It was completely different.
And look at the menu here, you see that the noodles start at 5 yen, which is so affordable, and it was honestly the most incredible thing that we've tasted in a long time in China. Welcome to food stop number 3. This time we are inside a restaurant. As you can see in here, it is very busy. To start off, we are going to sterilise the chopsticks and our little meat bowls. So begin with putting these in what looks like tea. Give them a little mix about. Take them out. Pour into the next dish. And then get the big giant bowl round. And then pop it in here. And now all my dishes are clean, ready to eat. This is a ritual done many years ago to sterilise the cutlery utensils, because back then we didn't have like cleaning products, things like that. So I think it's just a tradition that's been kept in these local restaurants. Gives you the authentic food. Wow. First dish of the night, we have squid. Kind of looks like salt and chilli style. We've got like peppers, onions, spring onions. I'm getting a really hint of garlic off this, so I'm going to take like a full bit. And then like a wee leg or tentacle. Oh, this smells exactly like salt and chilli actually.
Yeah, I'm just getting the smell here of a Chinese that you would have at home.
So as you can see, the ingredients used in this are very fresh. Not the sort of typical dish you would associate with Chinese cuisine, but it smells like that oriental soaked chili that we are used to getting back home from our Chinese takeaway. So let's try the squid first. We've got a nice fresh herbs on this as well, and you can see the charred effect on the outside here. So it's obviously been grilled. Wow, that is incredible. It's so fresh. The squid has a nice sort of crunchy texture. It's not that chewy, cheap way. Flavour just sticks to the outside of this. You can see the sort of charred effect there on the little tentacles as well. So it's obviously been cooked on a barbecue with the garlic and chilli. It's not spicy, but it just has a really, really nice flavour.
Squid is absolutely huge. Oh, that's absolutely insane. Yeah, as what Shannon said, it's not spicy. There's so many like spices and flavours on that. It's almost like sweet and tangy. You can see there's like a glaze that just sticks to these vegetables and on the squid. Oh. And these big crunchy chunky vegetables. There's celery in there. I think this is the first time I've actually tasted celery in China. That is insane. I know I said this last time, but this is the best thing we've had tonight. I do apologise if it's difficult to hear me and Shannon. We have been informed that Cantonese tea houses are always this loud. Even when they open for breakfast or they close at night, there's always this much talking going on. So apologies if you can't hear us, but there's nothing we can do about it. You're just getting the authentic experience, so that's the way it is.
Yeah, that's a sign of a good night out. We've chose a really good place to come tonight.
So next up we have fried fish, and I have to say, this kind of looks like deep fried croutons. It looks like tiny little bits of bread all squashed together. Let's see how it tastes. You see again, nice fresh vegetables in there. I actually think I might be right. I think the centrepiece is the fish. We have onions in this, and this is very, very crunchy. See? There. Yeah, I think that's actually like crusty bread with the fish in the centre. Quite interesting. Back home we would have fish and chip shops, but the healthy alternative would be breaded fish, which is the fish tossed in breadcrumbs. And I guess this is literally fish tossed in bread crust, so it's like the same thing. I have to say it's really nice because the bread, you can see, it's quite crunchy. It is almost like a crouton. And as thin as the fish is in the middle, you actually do really get the flavour. And again, the nice hearty vegetable taste of the onions coming through. It's absolutely delicious.
Now when this came round, I actually thought it was crispy pork, so I was a little bit disappointed when I picked it up and got the smell of fish. I've tried a little bit, but I didn't get any. I only really got the bread on the outside, so I'm going to go for this bit here. As you'll see, there's much more fish in there. It's really crunchy. Do you hear that? The only way I can describe this is like a deep fried fish sandwich, which sounds horrendous, but I have never seen or heard of anything like this in my entire life. That's phenomenal. We have something like this, I don't know if it exists in China, in our Chinese restaurants back home. It's like prawn toast. And it's kind of like this. It's like prawn blended up, put on top of a slice of bread with sesame seeds and deep fried. Now this is sort of like the same idea, except as you'll see here, it's like the full sandwich rather than just the one slice of toast. So that's probably the most similar way I can describe it. But this is fantastic. Not as good as the squid, of course, but I do like this.
I absolutely love the atmosphere in this restaurant. As you can see behind me, it's very busy, but all you can hear is the sound of the tables having a laugh together. There's people playing cards, there's kids here. It's just a very sociable atmosphere, and it's only a Wednesday night. It's not even as if it's the weekend, so it's very different to the culture that we have back home. You very rarely go out midweek to socialise with friends and family, so it's really nice to get to experience that.
Massive difference between the way we eat and the way they eat here in China is, without pointing the camera too much at anyone, you'll see there's dishes in the middle of the table and everyone just picks away for hours and hours, whereas we eat in a restaurant, you order your own plate and it comes with meat, vegetables, potatoes or whatever else, and you don't share it with anyone, whereas here it's almost like a buffet in the middle of the table. It's much more sociable, so it's nice to experience a different culture. And me and Shannon are especially interested in Cantonese food because that is a style of Chinese food you get back in the UK, because when Hong Kong was under British rule there was so much migration and they brought their food with them, but it completely changed. So the food you get in the UK, like the Chinese food in the UK, is almost more like fast food, and actually Chinese food in England and Scotland is different. You don't want to eat that English stuff. The stuff in Scotland is way better, but you eat it and you have to lie down, your stomach is ruined after it. You usually have it on a Sunday night when you're hungover. In fact, there is a girl on Instagram from China who tests Chinese food in the UK, so we'll put her Instagram name up and you can look at the difference from the Cantonese food here and the stuff you get in the UK.
Oh, this is nice.
We are literally down the back streets now. It's pitch black, except Alan's phone torch on me. So I think we're in for a treat here.
This is when you know it's going to be good.
Literally.
When you get lost in the back streets, this is when you know you've found the absolute spots.
We couldn't do it without Chris though.
Shannon, I feel like we are actually capturing one of the best food spots in China. Look where we are. Proper in the back streets. This is one that tourists never find out about.
No.
This is about as local as it's going to get. This is like beyond exciting. This is like being in a proper local Chinese restaurant. We're literally in the middle of a maze inside Guangzhou, and look at this. The freshest noodles and wontons just in that big massive vat of broth. Can you smell that?
Yeah, it's so like rich and dark. Salty. Wow.
Goodness.
So thin the noodles, aren't they? So I think he's cooking one batch of noodles at a time. I think these will go in the second bowl, and then he's got the other ones cooking underneath. You can see how much that water is bubbling away. The wontons are coming right up to the top. Here are next noodles.
Are you excited?
So excited. This is like my favourite meal to get when we come back to China. Noodles, wontons, that like rich, dark broth.
Oh, and here it is.
Fourth stop of the night, and it happens to be one of the first things that me and Alan tried when we came to China back in December. And I have to say, it wasn't a great start back then, but this looks delicious. We've got a really good filling here on these wontons, fresh egg noodles, which are actually made with pressing the bamboo on it. And the only veg we actually have in this one is spring onion, so I'm not really expecting much flavour, but I imagine it's going to be very tasty. So I'm going to try the noodles first. As you see, they all just kind of stick together. They're very, very long, so excuse the way that I'm going to eat these. Actually really surprised. The first sort of flavour I'm getting of the texture of those noodles is fish, which I wasn't really expecting, but I'm guessing these are shrimp. You can see it's kind of pink in colour. Again, the broth looks very different. Pretty used to having a very clear broth, usually made by like chicken bones. So this one's very orange in colour. Again, that's got that fishy flavour, but it's still got like the deep flavour you get from a chicken broth. One thing I love about when you come to these very local restaurants, how fresh the noodles are made, and you can instantly notice the difference even just by looking at them. As I said before, they're very light in colour, not like sort of yellow instant noodles you get. And even when they're this thin, they have a sort of bite to it, especially because they're kind of sticking together, so you're getting much more. Right, star of the show. The wonton. Now look at the way that you can see through that
You can tell again that's so fresh because you can actually get the tint of the shrimp coming through, and then you've got like the little packet of the wonton here. Oh my goodness, like actually a fresh shrimp. Oh, and you can see there on top you also have pork. So I actually thought this was minced down. I didn't realise this was going to be an actual fresh shrimp inside. Wow. As you can see, this dish isn't exactly packed with flavour, but you're just getting all the natural ingredients like coming through, and as they're mixed together it just makes everything pop. But we do have lots of dishes on the table that you can add your own flavour to it. We've got soy sauce, vinegar, some chilli oil that looks absolutely incredible. And then here we actually have some like homemade pickled veg. We've got like chilies, cabbage maybe, carrots. Absolutely love these. We've had these before when we were in Shenzhen, so I'll probably add them. But yeah, very basic dish, but all the flavours just work really, really well together.
That was absolutely insane. And you know, it was actually kind of nice to have something with a little bit less of an overpowering flavour. And as Shannon pointed out, all these condiments which we have here, the soy sauce, the fish sauce or vinegar, I'm not sure what it is, and the chilies and the pickles. Now, when we first came to China, we would have had every single one of these, and it would have been like packed with all these. We kind of learned to go along, just to stop adding things and kind of try and enjoy the food the way it's served. Because that's the way the chef wants you to try it, and actually really enjoyed it this time. It was a nice subtle flavour, and I think we'll maybe try and do that a lot more often.
First of all, she will ask me about my condition. How do you feel? Where exactly do you feel unwell? 今日按照你平時流程咁樣問下我咯。
Okay, so stop number 5, and we have Chinese herbal tea. Now this is really interesting, it's almost medicinal. So just going to diagnose me by touching my tongue and see which tea is right for me. You can get teas for helping you sleep, helping you go to the toilet, cooling you down, warming you up. Everything. Shannon, which one are you going to go for? Are you going to let...
Get a diagnosis, go for it. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
We are not doctor. Please be aware.
Do not try this at home. This is so awkward.
好啊好啊，可唔可以講下咩情況咧？
Okay, so what tea is she getting?
She said you got a red tip,
Yeah.
tip of tongue.
So she can tell by looking at my tongue?
You've got a red tip?
Yeah.
Good night.
This is just our term in this herbal tea term. It's not traditional Chinese medicine, okay?
Okay.
She will recommend the tea for her to clear the excess heat because it refers to the excess
You're
heat
too
in
hot.
her body.
So I'm too hot?
Yes.
Well, you can tell I'm sweating.
There you are.
Yeah, well, I am absolutely roasting. Look, you can see the sweat on my forehead. So excited to see if this actually works. When me and Shannon came back to China, we actually said we wanted to try a form of Chinese medicine. So here we are tonight trying herbal Chinese tea.
I would like the herbal tea to try.
I actually believe this is going to work. It's a lot of tea. It's like a pint.
Menthol.
Yeah.
Menthol.
See it. Oh, and you get a little...
Yeah,
You get a little sweet with it as well, just a little bit of cinnamon or something, I'm not sure. Don't drink too fast. Okay, I'll try. And it's kind of warm. It's a lot of tea, is it not?
A lot of tea.
I am going to be peeing all night.
Give it a smell as
Get the
well.
lid off it. Oh, it smells. It smells almost like Vicks, almost like menthol, but not very strong. Wow. It's not how I expected at all. It's like menthol.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Reese menthol. Okay.
It's very strong flavour. Wow, that is overwhelmingly strong. Doesn't taste anything like tea. My goodness, you could not drink that. It's like to sit and enjoy a cup of tea.
Feel any cooler?
Not yet. Wow. I have no idea how to talk you through this. You can probably tell by the colour how strong the flavour is. That is... I actually don't really like that, but I suppose we're drinking it for the purpose of cooling me down. Oh wow.
Well, I actually had the same symptoms as Alan, so we thought get something different, and we've went for the homemade sugarcane juice. Now just look at the colour of that, it is a luminous green. Usually when you get it it's quite yellow colour, so but these are hard to open.
Couldn't get mine either.
There we are. Oh, it smells very fresh, like that sort of grassy flavour. Very lemony, lime. You almost get like a hint of grass. That's honestly the only way I can describe it. Just very like earthy. It's much nicer than yours, Alan.
Give me a
I think
taste.
you're on your own with your symptoms.
Good to get rid of that flavour. That is not for me. Maybe it works. We'll finish the bottle and I'll let you know if I cool down, but I have got a lot to get through. Man, wish me luck.
Finally, we have the last food stop of the night. I am absolutely stuffed. I don't know if I can put anything else inside me, but we're here in a dessert shop. I have no idea what to expect, but everyone looks pretty happy with what they've got, so let's get into it. Okay, I'll try this one, you can try that one.
No, you don't need to mix it. Try it separate.
Wow, very, what, it's like jelly? Sorry, that'll do. Okay, so as you can see, the coconut texture is like, it's like jelly. And then we've got the fresh mango on top. Very nicely presented inside. Again, very coconutty, very smooth, just melts in your mouth. Yeah, it's nice, coconut jelly and mango.
Is it light or heavy? Because I'm stuffed.
It's actually very light. It literally just melts in your mouth as soon as you put it in. It's not too sweet, but sweet enough.
So, final dish of this long evening of eating. I'm going to try buffalo milk with ginger juice. To be honest, this could not look less like something that I want to eat. I do not have a sweet tooth at all. I do not like dairy things at all. And I'm absolutely stuffed and I don't want to eat anything else. But it's the last thing. So I could have enjoyed the last thing we ate and I would love to finish on that, but we're here.
Go for it, might surprise yourself.
And look, you can see the buffalo milk is sort of broke up and curdled, so even less appealing for me. Oh, it's warm. Whoa, well, that's nice. Not getting anything off the buffalo milk, it is just pure ginger. Wow, that is much nicer than I expected. I can actually eat a fair bowl of that right now, that's really good.
Heavy?
At all.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Alan.
Don't judge a book by its cover. That is very nice. The ginger, as I'm eating it, is getting stronger and stronger and stronger, so maybe I won't eat so much, but that is absolutely fantastic. Completely unexpected there, that's brilliant.
Well, that rounds up an amazing night of eating here in Guangzhou. I think that tour lasted in total 5 hours. I can't believe how much food and beer we managed to consume. But such an amazing experience getting to do a food tour that way. Me and Alan were just discussing how every time that we do these food tours with local people, like we did with Lou in Beijing, Mindy and Jian, and also Ivan that helped us out last time we were here, it just adds to the experience because you can get so lost with the food here. It's not the easiest to navigate, and we got to try things that aren't even that popular in the city anymore just due to them sort of phasing out, like the coconut soup that we had at the very beginning, and also the rolled egg noodles, which I have to say they were my absolute favourite. They stole the show for me tonight. What was your favourite, Alan?
Favourite for me also the rolled egg noodles, but Shannon, you've already took that, so I will say the squid we had in the restaurant. That was absolutely insane, and I think Shannon said when we were eating it that it reminded us of the salt and chilli flavour you get back home. If you want to find out all the places which we ate, including the little local place down the back streets that had the Wonton Noodles, then you are just going to have to book a tour with Lost Plate Food Tours, because we are not telling you. Get booked with them. There's a discount code to book your tour down below, so don't waste any time. If you're coming here, don't waste your time trying to work out the food on your own. It is impossible at the start. Get some local help. See you in the next one.